Hello, my name is Danielle Amon, high school science teacher, and today I'm going to share with you a little training video over a web-based tool called Miro. So Miro is a collaborative online tool that can be thought of kind of like a virtual whiteboard. It can be used in businesses, it can be used in teacher-teacher collaboration, possibly in district collaboration. It could be possibly used in a workshop, training videos, anytime you possibly want to share information from one person to the next. Maybe you're at a workshop. Maybe you are trying to collaborate and look through, okay, what do our map scores look like for this year? What kind of trends are we seeing? What information can you pull out? You can have multiple different people working in one space and collaborate and work together. And it can go on and on. There are so many different possibilities on here. But today, we're only going to kind of focus in on one. The one I want to share today is creating a mind map within a classroom for student-student collaboration. So for me, as a high school science teacher, something that I've done before in the past is created a mind map. And this is kind of what I like an end mind map to look like. Students work together, even possibly by themselves. And they can create, like for this example, it was inheritance and variation in biology classroom. They were looking over their notes, trying to pull it all together. They were trying to break down each individual part, and then it all flowed together. The really nice thing with Miro that I've really come to like is that you can go ahead and share and collaborate with another person, if not multiple teams, and there can be editing and interaction occurring, and it's a living document, which is really, really nice. So, in order to get to this step, let's kind of show you what to do first. So if you want to work at a blank space, we'll come back here and we'll go mind mapping. We're going to go to a mind map for today. Create your team. So for right now, I don't have a particular team in place. It could be another building member, it could be another science teacher, but for this scenario, we're going to say biology classroom working on condensing their notes over inheritance and variety. Once a student pulls this up, we get just a nice generic mind map. You can click share. From our share, you can have the students enter another student's email. As a teacher, you can have this front loaded and have people paired up before they come into place, and you can individually share the link with them. You could have it pulled up in their Canvas and they just go, and you have it a little more streamlined. It takes away some guessing for the kids. You could also embed this into their workspace in their area. You could publish. Another really nice thing that I found I really like is when they go to export. So say you need like a midpoint check, you want to see how their work is going, and you don't want them to continue to have the living space, you can go ahead and you can have them save as an image or as a PDF and then upload their work. And you can kind of see what their progress is so they're not continue to work past their deadline. Wonderful thing with Miro is it is a free resource. So anyone here you can invite to link. They just have to do a little background information and explain who they are, what they're going to use it for, and then it is free to use. There's obviously things you can do to upgrade, but there's a lot of great potential with just the free version. So let's go and let's dive in. This right here is just your basic template for your mind map. There's some fancier templates we can pull up here and look at in a little bit. But let's just say it starts with nice in the middle. Go ahead and you can double click, type in what you're looking for, inheritance and variation. From here, this is what my main part notes are going to be. I'm going to make that bold, possibly increase the font size so I know it's important. I could go ahead and I could change what color my bubble is. If we say it's blue, you could then fill in the blue also to make it stand out a little more. As soon as you change that, it changes all your other offshoots also, but we can fix that. So from there, say we want to come right over here. We're going to call our first category inherited diseases. Nice thing, if you spell something wrong, it will underline it and show you, which is great for teachers and students alike. From here, it automatically doesn't show a shape around the outside. For me, I like a little more defined edges. So up here, you have your toolbar where you can select. On the far left, if you click here, you can go ahead and select your different shapes. It can be oval, rectangular, and square. I kind of like this rectangular shape. Here, you can then go ahead and change the style and the color. We like bright colors. We're heading into spring. I like to fill it in a little bit more, give it a little more life. There's our first one. And then from here, from our inherited diseases, we have new information, new subtopics. So for here, I have 4. So as you go to click, you can just add 1, 2, 3, 4. It's kind of nice. And you can just scroll right on over. You can add all at one time. And as you go ahead and type into here, monogenic, polygenic. The box it goes ahead and it changes shape depending on the length of your word, which makes it a little more aesthetically pleasing. And let's say, hey, we don't need this box. A couple different ways you can delete it. You come over here and you go to the bottom and delete. If you don't want that, come over to the left side of your toolbar and hit undo. Say you want to just delete up at the top left corner of your keyboard, go ahead and hit that. Now say we come back and we decide, hey, we want another one. We can go and hit the plus sign, or you continue and add more on this side as well. So this is just our first little portion. Come down here, add a little bit more content. Now instead of inherited diseases, we go to genetic engineering. Same thing, a little typo. Go over here. We can go ahead and change. If we want to, we can go ahead and change our shape again. Add our background, add our color, fill in the opacity, and then add a couple more spaces, just like we did before. Now say you start to run out of room, which is very, very common. The more info you start getting, start typing more and more detailed. Students start looking a little further into their information, which is great. You can go ahead and slide these, and nice. There is also an auto function that will allow you, as it starts to run into one another, it will go ahead and move. And if you don't like that, you also can shut that feature off. For me, I kind of prefer it. It helps me kind of visually space out my whole entire project. Now, this is just really quick brief. This is what the entire overall piece will look like at the end. But say we don't like the simple basic mind map. Well, we can go and back out. There is tons of workspace on this open area. Over on our left-hand side, you can go and select a template. For your template, say we go here, say we're going to go mind map. Say you didn't like your basic one. There are countless different templates to choose from depending on what you're looking for. One that I found was kind of interesting was this eco map template. And it definitely looks a lot more complex and integrated and not maybe quite sure how you could use it. As for me, I thought I could definitely use it within my environmental science classroom. Say you're trying to figure out point or non-point pollutions, you can maybe see where they're coming from, see where there's interactions in the middle. possibly even a forensic science class, maybe looking at a scenario of whodunit case, and you could go from there. But kind of a nice thing I want to show you quick. From here, you can go ahead, just like we did before, you can change your colors, but say we don't like this connection point. Well, we can double click on it, and then we can go ahead and change our type. So say we have a line, we can make it a straight line. You can go ahead and you can make it a little more, more not. We can connect portion to portion. There we go. Remove this other line for a second. Say we don't like that, we can make it a solid line, a little easier to read it. Instead of being colored, we're going to make it a dark purple. There's our solid line. And say another one, maybe you want a little more free form. You can go from here. And instead of being straight, you can move it side to side. And it'll even help connect. We'll say we have a connection point from here to here. And we have a new topic. We want to also show how these two are related. We could do something like that. Say we have a topic that maybe wants to bring between the two of them. We could go here, and then we can add another portion. Sometimes you can go right click, and you can go duplicate, and you can slide this right here, and then make them all connect. And then you can once again follow your similar colors and patterns. Those are just some really nice ways we could, and to maybe clean it up a little bit. Like I said, this one's kind of a very intricate template, but depending on what you're looking for, students are creative. Let them have fun with it. On the original template I showed you before, you really couldn't change your font. You were kind of stuck with what they had. In the more complicated templates, you can go to highlight and you get an option to choose from all these different fonts. Maybe a little bit bolder. You can then change your alignment. You could attach different links. And a portion that I really like, say this is really hard to read. You can go ahead and add a comment. As a teacher, you could say hard font to read. And when you send it to your students, in order for them to see it, they have to resolve it. And then they'll just have a little bubble that appears for them, and then they know, hey, I need to maybe work on that. Even person to person, they will know, let's go take care of that first before we complete our project. I think this could be very, very wonderful for a mind map. It could be great for a breakout session. It could be wonderful collaboration amongst different faculty members. I think their possibilities are endless, and it's very user friendly also. And you can also hit present mode and share. These are all the features I kind of found, and I was really pleased with how the end result turned out. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Hopefully you got a little bit of education out of it, and hopefully you found some useful tools you can use within your own classroom.